I can't believe we're doing this. Hola, it's me, Didi, and welcome to another episode of Deep Dives with Didi
and Damien.
What are we discussing today, Damien?
We are discussing episode 4 of Canada's Drag Race.
Rah, 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 race. The reason I'm wearing this crazy outfit is because the runway challenge is unconventional materials related. And I made this out of literal cardboard 3 years ago, and I haven't worn it since.
How does the wig sit on your head?
It's like a helmet.
Oh, I love.
What if I rip it?
That'll have to come with you when you go on because it's such an iconic look.
I need to get on soon because otherwise this cardboard's going to disintegrate. Damien, do you remember what happened on episode 3 of Canada's Drag Race?
It was a sort of diss track girl group challenge. Everyone had to write a verse. They learned very complicated choreography that nobody did well. And then Anastasia and Tainomi were in the bottom 2. And Anastasia, in a shock to me
too,
went home.
Episode 4. Can you believe we've made it this far?
We're getting to the top 8 tonight.
Let's dive right on in. We're back in the workroom, and everyone's like talking about how the Toronto girls and the other Canada girls, there's when New York queens start going home early on in a season, and they're like, wow, the New York girls are going. I guess it's a meeting in the workroom. First episode, all 3 judges worked the workroom, then Brooklyn, then Jeffrey, and now Stacy.
She continues to be my favorite judge. I feel like she knows
too.
She just knows how to do it.
My most favorite is definitely Stacy, and then Brooklyn because she just seems to be happy to be there.
She seems like she's having a good time.
And Jeffrey, again, seems to be very I am performing the role of not RuPaul.
He says, Bubba, you are wrapped in foil. So are you baked or are you... And I was like, just say she's safe.
In Mexico, we have this phrase when someone is just doing too much. They put too much salsa in their tacos. And so Jeffrey, every single step of the show is putting too much salsa in his tacos.
Yeah.
Le está echando mucha salsa al taco. The mini challenge. It's the classic, pit crew, and then a lot of pit crew shows up.
Mm-hmm.
All the girls are thirsty. They've been in quarantine, trigger word. They've been in isolation. So the mini challenge is show your underwear, do charades. This has happened in other episodes of Drag Race. My favorite version of this was Katya. She's in her confessional, and she tells her producer, kind of breaks the fourth wall and goes, when do we get the blue?
I remember.
So... who wins the mini challenge?
Jimbo.
And they bring out 3 recycling bins, paper materials, plastic materials, and metal materials. They get told to get in groups of 3, and then Jimbo assigns the different bins, and the girls have to make looks that are cohesive into a mini 3-person collection.
I actually forget how much I like design challenges. The acting challenges always feel more arbitrary, who gets what role, how things are played in the room I feel plays differently than how the scene is edited, but then how the show is edited. But a runway is sort of you see what the assignment is,
yeah,
and then you see people put things together.
If you had to choose, make an outfit out of paper, plastic, or metal.
When I first heard it, my instinct was plastic.
The metal one just reminded me of, remember when Dusty Ray Bottoms, they had to make outfits and his was a metal cage around him. That's the episode he went home against Monet Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing Bound the Alarm. He had to change because metal, it just hurts you.
I think that paper is tricky because I feel paper can look cheap. So it can look crafty. A kid glued it together.
And a kid did glue it together. Okay, so great opportunity for the girls. They get a one-on-one moment with Stacy to do the runway. I loved seeing this. You can really tell what she is great at and how much she wants to help the girls.
I loved it. I mean, again, Stacy continues to be my favorite judge, and it's a great way to see the thing that she is good at and also to see the way that they receive her feedback. It's when you watch Ross give a comedy challenge note. It feels active notes opposed to some sort of do Phaedra Parks because you're Southern. And it's that's not a note, it's not helpful, that's an opinion.
Shall we move on to the runway? I mean, that's the challenge.
Yeah, let's do it.
Our guest judge is...
Biddle.
Biddle, but bad Biddle. Just Stacy's good friend and Canadian fashion designer. Usually they show the girls being oh, Deborah Cox, I owe her royalties. And they cut to no one. Which no problem, we don't have to know everyone. And he was a good judge, but oh my god, my brow is blurry now. Okay, people on the internet, do not come for my eyebrow. Alright, time for the runway, woohoo! And it's time to play our favorite game, Fuego or Hasta Luego. If we like the outfit, we say...
Fuego.
And if we don't like the outfit, we say...
Hasta Luego.
First on the runway, Maison Baraga. They're team plastics. Everyone is cohesive in their color choices. All three of those outfits to me looked like trash. And everyone was just like a column and everyone was the same color. They were like, we're gonna wear really crazy clothes that are like super textured, but also our faces, they're gonna be full of crazy makeup. To me, that feels like a lot on a lot. I don't even know how to judge these.
Well, it sounds like you just did.
No. Let's start with Scarlett Bobo. She's saying she's wearing post-apocalyptic couture, and I cannot help but think of La Chambionde with her post-apocalyptic. She's wearing these like frou-frous and a hat.
I like this.
I like this, and I like the shoulder.
I like this. I hate this.
Like the column square body.
This is like a soft fuego for me.
Okay. A fuego. Okay, next is Kiara. She's serving alien realness. Mama, this is garbage.
I appreciate the shape.
What shape?
Like I like the collar, I like the train, but it just looks messy.
And also that collar that she has on is like flopped so far back. Charming girl. Love her to bits. But this is an Hasta Luego.
Yeah, it's an Hasta Luego for me also.
Rita Vega is next. She is doing a Lee Bowie tribute.
I'm over girls shaving their head and like doing weird like drip makeup in some capacity and talking about Lee Bowie. Like it's happened literally from the beginning of this ever Drag Race happening. We get it. We know what it is, but like just because you're bald and wearing makeup does not make you Lee Bowery.
Oh, she just looks like she got into like a car accident in a cartoon and she like just rolled into something and just like stood up like...
She had some of that accoutrement at the bottom of her dress, which was like, I don't know why you bothered.
So to me, this is an Hasta Luego.
To me, it's a fuego. I think it is like striking on the runway.
Let's move on to the next team. They are Team Metallics. First on the runway is Boa, looking like Boobarella Satellite Realness. She opens up her titties and then goes... I loved this. I thought she looked great.
Oh.
She walked the runway really well. The skirt, the body, everything felt like, proportionizing. It felt like correct. Sorry, controversial opinion, but to me, she gets a fuego.
Well, I love Boa, and she's always getting fuegos for me, but this week, it just felt incomplete.
I don't think the diaper was on purpose.
It was an Hasta Luego for me.
Dang. All right, next. Priyanka serving... Tin Man's wife, Under My Umbrella, Ella. Once again, it's another girl with a dress that like doesn't cover her bosoms, and so she wears like X's here. It seemed to me like she was just wearing like just like when you roll like a banana in aluminum foil. But she worked the runway like it's Priyanka's Drag Race.
Thought it seemed a little bit incomplete, but I thought it didn't matter because like she looked beautiful. What was the deal with the umbrella? Where was it?
It was like stuck behind her head.
I hated that.
Also, Lemon had an umbrella, but
it was weird.
Boa didn't have an umbrella. So like, what was the story with the umbrellas? Oh, but Priyanka's body looks so good here. This is difficult because it's not a fuego, but it's also not an Hasta Luego. It's just a bueno.
Well, you have to choose. I think it's a soft fuego for me.
Okay, it's a soft fuego.
Un poco fuego.
Un poquito fueguito. Next up is My Girl Lemon, Rose Gold Copper Fantasy, again with the black straight hair.
I like that she's in a rose gold. I like the silhouette. I think it's messy. I don't like the umbrella, and it felt a little bit unfinished.
It felt like it was not cohesive with the other girls, but to me, this was the most dress. Like, the crisscross section looks so beautiful. The color looks great on her. So to me, Lemon gets a fuego.
It's an Hasta Luego for me.
Are you for freaking real?
Yeah, I am.
I think you're wrong. Now it's time for a splash of lemon. Woo, woo, woo. We will add this in post because I didn't get the message in time.
She told me she had to restart her dress with 3 hours to go. She apparently had made a corset and bra out of metal wire, but had to scrap it because it didn't work. Ugh.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that was a splash of lemon. Woo, woo, woo. Next up is Alona Verley. This is Maison Papier. This like gladiator pinata look.
I think Alona's makeup is beautiful. I really don't like the outfit. Like, I think it's fun, but it just like it doesn't look like a garment.
I love both the gladiator looks.
It's like a costume that you would make for like a kid's birthday party.
Yeah, but that's a thing. For me, Alona gets a fuego.
Well, I'm gonna give it an Hasta Luego.
Okay, next is Tainomi. She's saying it's like a Wakanda piñata. I was very into this.
If Alona's is like the outfit that you make for all the little girls at a birthday party, Tainomi's is like what you make for like the gay little boy who wants to play, and you're like, well, you can't be all in all pink. I think her face and her hair are very correct. I don't like her heels. She doesn't have her nails done.
Well, you are really
sorry.
kind.
They're good, but not for walking the main stage at Canada's Drag Race. So it's an Hasta Luego for me.
I like it. It's clean. Her body looks good. It's a fuego. It's a fuego.
You're gonna edit yourself together there so that you don't contradict yourself.
Or I'll contradict myself. And now, Jimbo. Here comes the zombie queen.
I thought it was a mess. I think it was the worst maybe in their group. One, it was like the weird same silhouette she did in the first episode. Two, what was with like the cones in the middle of like the bodice?
It looks like someone tried to cinch a piñata, but it still was like an impressive skirt. Now here's where she lost me. The wig and the makeup. She was like, the makeup is white because she's Marie Antoinette, but it's like, why on earth is Marie Antoinette wearing a pink wig from a box?
The guest judge came for her makeup, which I appreciated.
She reminds me of me because she said that she like does production design and costume design, and I'm an artist.
I'm an artist. It was an Hasta Luego for me.
She definitely did the most, but she didn't do the best.
Is it an Hasta Luego or a Fuego for you?
It's an Hasta Luego. What a crazy runway this was.
I think these are the hardest challenges because
Yes.
you're on a time crunch, you're working with unconventional materials.
The work is hard, but there was no one who I thought, wow, like they really did a good job with the materials. I guess that's a Fuego or Hasta Luego. Hasta Luego, Damian. Fuego or Hasta Luego. The judges giving feedback to the gals, they were doing something that I really don't like when it comes to critiquing an outfit. You just have to react. This fly is react to what you are seeing and tell us what you think about what is in front of you. What are you seeing and how does it make you feel?
Mm-hmm.
What Brooklyn and sometimes Jeffrey were doing was to be like, it should have been, I think it should have had Mama.
But don't you feel like that's always part of the critiques as sort of like it's like what Michelle Visage likes in a drag queen. So it's sort of as like a preference.
I wish you did. I wish it had. To me, is less relevant than the collection didn't feel cohesive enough. What it should have had to make it cohesive could have been 7 different things. They tell Alona, I would have loved it if it was more couture. What the fuck does that even mean? I would have loved it if this thing made of paper was more couture. Okay, congrats. How is that helpful?
It's not. That's annoying.
Maybe it's just because I have a hard time when people tell me, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. You don't understand like the journey that it took to get there, or what is it making you feel as it is, instead of people projecting how they would have done it. Maybe this is just welcome to my TED Talk. Okay, on the runway, Tainomi has this emotional breakdown.
It seems like Tainomi came into the competition with a reputation that even the judges are aware of.
And unfortunately, it seems like the expectation she also has on herself, she is also not delivering to herself. And that must feel so disappointing in a competition like that. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Life's not fair.
Life's not fair. The gals retire to the untucked room. And Alona is having a full emotional breakdown. And Jimbo's also like, well, I'm having this fly.
She's a co-host.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to co-host of Deep Dives with Dee Dee and Damian. And the fly in my room. And then Jimbo also bursts and is like, well, you don't want to hear me chime in? Well, I don't want to hear you talk at all.
Yeah, I mean, I was into the drama.
Just between us biodegradables. Bring back our dumpster divas. All of these stupid...
Just say girls.
The writers are like Jimbo's dress.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing the best. They're just doing the most. The winner of this challenge is Rita Vega. In that group, I didn't even like her the best.
I'm kind of over Scarlett Bobo's attitude. I want to like her more and I don't.
I want to like her attitude more, but I liked her dress the best.
Maybe I did too.
Okay, now they announced the bottoms. While we were watching this, Damian and I were texting and we were like, who do you think is going to be the bottom? And we both thought the bottom was going to be Ilona and Boa.
I thought that based on Tainomi being in the bottom 2 weeks in a row, they wouldn't put her in the bottom a third time because it would be really unlikely that she would move on.
Right, we thought they would give Ilona the boot because she kind of has been the bottom, and they would give Boa the wake-up call. And instead, they gave Ilona the wake-up call and Tainomi, spoiler alert, the boot. So Tainomi and Ilona are in the bottom. The lip sync song is Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne, Canadian icon.
The lip sync was, one, too long, but really fun.
Yeah, all the lip sync songs on this season are very long. With a song being that long, the girls could be really good in different places and it's very difficult to judge.
I thought Tainomi had the edge over Ilona.
I thought at the beginning, wow, Ilona's like, hey, you. I was like, oh, wow, Ilona's really... And then she really lost steam by the end, and Tainomi gained strength.
Tainomi paced it better.
Mm-hmm. And the pacing usually wins a lip sync because by the end, Tainomi hit the stride with like the kind of like voguing like armography. And at the end, Ilona was just like hopping around, pointing at things. The lip sync ends, and they say, Ilona, Shante, you stay. I was floored. I was Florida.
I'm sad. I felt like they got rid of two of the people that I thought were really going to make it far back-to-back episodes.
Oh my god, our co-host is back. Hello. We gotta stop filming.
So now I have hiccups. So now that Tainomi and Anastasia are gone, I hope Priyanka wins.
Priyanka and Lemon for me are top 4 material. Rita is also poised for top 4.
I think for me it's Priyanka and Lemon and Rita. And then I'm going to give that 4th spot to a wild card, which is Kiara. I'm going to hope that, like, she actually gets a fire in her.
Yeah, like, give her, like, a Naomi Smalls trajectory. Oh, we forgot about Boa.
No, she could make it to the final.
She could be the wild card that makes it a top 4.
Yeah, because she could keep, like, story going, too. Like, make stuff funny and or create drama.
Yeah. Well, Damian, that's the end of our review of episode 4 of Canada's Drag Race. So for me, the episode gets a Fuego, even though the execution of things by the end was kind of Hasta Luego-ish.
For me, the episode gets a rigomoris.
Reverse rigomoris. The end. Now, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. I am at ddfuego.
And I'm at Damian Bellino.
You can check it out underneath right here with our names. Oh, yes, our names all right here. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you hasta luego, and I'll see you mañana, and adios, my friend, and I'll see you in the magazines. And Damian, say bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, our fly wants to say bye.
Bye. Bye.